Okay, welcome to story time. Today we're going to do the storybook adaptation of BarkGeorge by Jules Pfeffer. I believe that's how you say his name. So I'll put the book over here in case you want to check it out when I'm done. Okay, before we begin, I want to make sure that you know all of your animal sounds, okay? So what sound does a frog make?
Ribbit.
Yes, correct. What about a duck?
Quack. Quack.
Yes, and a kitty cat?
Meow.
And a pig?
Oink.
Okay, now what about a dog? What sounds do dogs make?
Bark. Woof.
Yes, correct. Now, we all know what sounds a dog should make, but poor George has no idea what sounds a dog should make. So one day, George's mom gets so upset and she says, "Oh, George, my son, my puppy, bark, George." And George says, "Ribbit." And she says, "Oh no, George, you're a dog. Dogs bark, frogs, ribbit. I don't know what the problem is. I mean, you're a dog. You were born a dog. You've always been a dog. What is the problem, George? So just bark, George, and let me have it." And he says, "Quack." Oh no, goodness. You're a dog. Dogs bark. They wolf, anything but quack. So bark. Let me hear it. Well, George gets all of his mouth up and he thinks, I'm going to bark. I'm going to do it. And what does George do? Meow. Oh, George. Move, Leo. Oh, George, what could be worse than a cat? Why are you meowing? Oh, no. Bark, George. Just do it. Bark. And he says, oink. Oh, no. My pride and joy thinks he is a pig. You're not supposed to oink, George. What is the problem? You're supposed to bark a woof, an arf, a grrr, not an oink. So Mama Dog gets so upset with George, and she says, "You know what? I'm taking him to the doctor." And that's what they went. They went to the vet. And she says, "Oh, doctor, help me. There's something wrong with my son. He's a dog. I mean, obviously, he looks like a dog. He looks like me. I'm a dog, too. But he won't make any sounds like a dog. He will ribbit, he will quack, he will oink, he will meow. But do you think he will arf, grr, or woof? No, he won't. He thinks that he is every other animal in the world except a dog." Well, the vet, he's a specialist. So he thinks, if anyone can get that dog to bark, it'll be me, the vet. Says, "Okay, bark, George." And George says, "Ribbit." Well, the vet, he is a specialist, so he puts on his rubber gloves. He says, "Okay, get ready." He reaches way down deep inside of George and he pulls out a frog. Okay, well that should be the end of that. No more froggy sounds. So bark, George, let me have it. And he says, quack. Oh, well I wasn't expecting that. I mean, we got the frog out. What else could we do? Well, so he reaches way deep down inside of George and he pulls out a duck. Well, fancy that, a frog and a duck. Well, that's okay. I mean, a little glitch here and there, but now he should be able to bark. So the vet says, "Bark, George, my boy, bark." Meow. Well, you're not supposed to meow, says the vet, so, okay, well, do it one more time. He reaches way deep down inside of George, and he pulls out a kitty cat. Fancy that, a kitty cat. Says, okay, that's all the animals that one little tiny puppy could possibly have inside of him. So let's try it again. Bark, George. Oink. Oh, well, okay, I'm going to try it one more time. So just way deep down inside of George. Oh my goodness, and he pulls out a giant piggy. Well, that has to be the end of that. George has to be able to bark now. He's not going to quack. He's not going to ribbit. He's not going to meow, and he's not going to oink. So bark, George. And George, with all of his gusto, says, wolf. Well, that's what we were looking for. That's what we wanted. George, my boy, you can bark. Oh, Mama Dog's excited. The vet is so excited. George is so excited. He's finally a dog. Well, Mama Dog decides, I'll take you home now, George. I'm proud of you. I'm no longer embarrassed by my son. So let's go for a walk through the park. We can see all of the different people, and I'm going to show you off to them. And so they do. They go walking through the park on their way home. They pass people having picnics. They pass people playing tennis. They pass people swimming, saying, "Hello, George, hello, George." And all the time he's thinking, I'm popular, I know. Get back home and Mama Dog says, "Oh, I'm so proud of you, George." And she's getting ready to tuck him into bed for his first night as a real dog. And right before she puts him into bed, she says, "Oh, George, now you can finally bark, but I need to hear it one more time so that I can sleep soundly." She says, "Bark, George, let me hear it, my puppy, my perfect puppy." And what does he say? But the end.
Yay!
And that is the end of BarkGeorge, who never does fully learn how to bark.